our training course on advanced data management and analysis using SPSS. So now, I will be taking you through this particular training course and all its details of what we shall be able to cover. My name is Peter Nyachome. So now, the course description. So take your data analysis skills to the next level with this hands-on advanced SPSS course. Designed for professionals and researchers in monitoring and evaluation, public health, education, economics, and social sciences, this course dives deep into statistical techniques, data management, and real-world application using what we call SPSS software. Whether you are handling large data sets or conducting impact evaluation, this course will provide you with the tools and confidence to turn complete data into actionable insights for what you call decision making. So now, let's move into what exactly are you going to cover in this training course. So number one, you will cover advanced SPSS interface and data structuring. You will cover recording and computing variables and datasets and complex merging files. You will cover complex samplings and weighting techniques. You will cover multivariate analysis techniques, regression analysis, and various types of regression analysis you are going to cover here using ordinal logistic regression, probit models, and other regressions that we have. Factorial analysis and maneuver are also components of what you shall cover in this particular advanced SPSS training. You will cover the logistic regressions and moderating variables, computing, assessing the moderating effects of a variable, multiple response variable analysis. You will cover parametric and non-parametric statistical testing. You will cover conducting and interpreting inferential statistics, and then you will cover data visualization and output interpretation, and writing professional reports within statistical evidence. So let's move now to what exactly are you going to cover in each and every module. So we start directly to module 1. So in module 1, what are we going to cover in this advanced SPSS training? Getting started with advanced SPSS. So you will look at navigating the advanced features in SPSS. Next, we are going to look at setting up a Spss for large data sets, and then importing and cleaning up our data sets. That's what we are going to cover in our module 1. So let's move now to module 2, and we look at what exactly are we going to cover in module 2. So now in module 2, we shall cover dataset management techniques. Dataset management techniques. Now in dataset management techniques, we are going to look at the first is recording variables and computing variables. So that's going to be the first one. Next one, we are going to look at how do we handle missing values and how can we be able to rectify the missing values. Equally, we are going to test on various other elements like outliers and their rectifications. We shall look at merging and splitting and restructuring data set. This is very, very important process that is involved in advanced SPSS analysis. So let's look at now day 3. What exactly are we going to cover in our day 3? Now in day 3, we shall cover what we call descriptive statistics and data exploration. The descriptive statistics will involve mean, running frequencies, mean, and testing for what we call the distributions. Next, we are going to look at the cross tabulations and custom tables and their place in the data analysis process. We are going to look at data visualization using charts and graphs. We are going to look at analysis of multiple response variables and how to be able to give the reports on the same in an APA format. So that's what we shall cover in our module 3. And particular interest will be placed on the interpretation of the frequencies, the interpretations of cross tabulation. within the context of the problems that we are trying to investigate in our study. So that is what's going to go. This is going to be one of the most important sections that we shall be covering in this our advanced Excel, advanced SPSS training. So let's move into module 4. What exactly are we going to cover in our module 4? So in module 4, we shall look at what we call inferential statistics. Now, the inferential statistics will begin from the basis of us testing hypothesis testing and confidence level intervals. Now, we shall look at the t-test, we shall look at the ANOVA, we shall look at paired sample t-test, independent sample t-test, we shall look at Mann-Whitney U-test, the non-parametric equivalent for all these tests will also be looked at. And that's why we are talking about parametric and non-parametric equivalent of all these tests and their meaning and how we can be able to interpret them within the context of our study. That's what we shall be covering in module 4. So let's move perhaps now to module 5. So module 5 will basically be a regression, and this is going to be a non-parametric regressions. Okay, in instances whereby we have realized that we don't have a normal distribution of our data sets, we have done what we call diagnostics and they have failed, then we shall be moving direct into this kind of regression. And one of the regression is the logit and also the probit models. So, and their interaction effects, that is like the moderating effects on this logistic regression. So the first one, we shall look at the binary, the response variable being binary, and multinomial logistic regression. Then we shall have ordinal logistic regression also in this particular section. And then we shall have what we call moderating variables and the so-called interactive term, checking for various assumptions and their interpretations in the case whereby we start by running our diagnostics, like for instance, multicollinearity. We shall look at what we call normality test, linearity test, and then we shall test also what we call heteroscedasticity test, and then all those tests we shall be able to perform just to tell us exactly whether we shall proceed with parametric test statistic or we shall proceed with non-parametric test statistics. So that's exactly what we shall be looking at in the module 5. So let's move now to the module 6. So in module 6, I will take you direct to what we call the multivariate data analysis. Now, under multivariate data analysis, I shall be very much particular in testing on linear regressions, multiple linear regressions, the MANOVA and MANCOVA, then factorial analysis and principal component analysis, cluster analysis. All these are going to be covered in detail in our module 6, multivariate data analysis process and their response interpretation of each. Remember, I will also be taking you briefly on the concept of data interpretation, at the same time presentation of our key findings using either graphs or using what you call tables in the recommended format. So day 7. Day 7, I will take you to what we call complex sampling and weighting techniques. Now, understanding the survey sampling techniques, that's what I'll be introducing here since I'm the trainer in this particular training, and then applying weights in SPSS and analyzing survey data with the various corresponding weights in the same. So that's what we shall be covering in module 7. So let's move next to the next module, which is module 8. Now in module 8, now I will lay bare the concept of various outputs that we have presented and how they can be interpreted within the context of the problems that we are investigating in our study. Particular interest will be how to interpret the output of SPSS output appropriately. Now, you'll realize that some of the outputs are not very legible in terms of what you can be able to see. So I will also take you into the process of perhaps making them to be more legible for your audience that may be interested in proper presentation. Now I will look at the report writing format, structure, and tables and chart. And all these are going to be done at conformance to the standards expected. Now, our standards that we are using mostly is either going to be MLA, table formattings and graph charts formatting techniques, or APA formatting style. That is globally acceptable standard for writing all this. So that's what I will be able to introduce you to. And then finally, so look at the presenting findings for decision-making process. Now, how can you be able also to write those particular reports, that particular outputs in the recommended format? If it is APA, is your presentation, is your report based on the formatting style of giving what you call those findings. So all these are what we are going to cover in Module 8. So let's move now to Module 9. Now, Module 9 is going to be a capstone project, which simply means there will be a data set already. We'll be expected to conduct, analyze, comprehensive data set. You'll be provided with the data set, and then you'll be given specific questions to be able to respond to. And then you'll be expected to carry on end-to-end analysis until to be able to assess what you call evaluate this particular training using this particular Model 9. So now you'll be expected to prepare a report and complete your analytic report and receive that particular report to your peers and also to your trainer for what you call feedback. So it shall be have what you call a meeting designed just for what you call feedback assessment by our participants. So this is one of the training that for anyone that is doing their postgraduate studies, the researchers, lecturers that are in the university, because remember, these particular models perhaps people who are not in the field of statistics may have not encountered this particular training. So just join us and then gain the best that you can in this particular skill-based training that's going to be hands-on. Particular interest, we are going to give more emphasis into ensuring that we work together. So often you'll be expected to share your screen, and after you have shared your screen, you'll be able to explain for us, especially what you have covered in the previous day. So this is going to be an interactive session, and it's quite engaging, and you will be expected, at least first of all, to have that particular software in your laptop so that we can engage and learn appropriately. So welcome and join us. This is going to be a 2 weeks training program. We'll take a time of 2 weeks so that you can be able to train. And then the online program is going to be a very cheap one. Every week, you'll be expected only to pay 5,500. So welcome and thank you so much. So who are the target group? We are targeting those who are working in monitoring and evaluation officers. We are targeting data analysts and researchers. We are targeting graduate students in public health, education, and social sciences. We are targeting NGOs, government development practitioners. We are targeting various consultants involved in survey analysis and impact evaluation. These are the very, very target group that we want to enroll in this particular hands-on training experience. So now, after that, let's look at course delivery, 100% online and self-paced. This is 100% online. Unless otherwise you request for what you call a physical class, we are also ready at least to listen to that. It includes video lectures, practical exercises, and practical exercises. It will be one-on-one. And then upon the completions, you shall be issued with what you call certification for the same. So thank you.